In the vibrant coastal village of Nujia, Zuri was the star of every gathering. Her dances, fluid and mesmerizing, seemed to echo the very rhythm of the ocean. Each evening, villagers and suitors from neighboring lands would gather at the shore, their eyes fixed on her as she twirled under the starlit sky. Zuri's movements were a language of their own, weaving tales of joy, longing, and the mysteries of love. However, while the attention brought her temporary joy, it also felt like a weight on her heart. Each dance concluded with a parade of suitors vying for her affection, but none could stir the deeper emotions she craved. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Zuri sat on the warm sands, contemplating her future. The expectations of choosing a husband grew heavier with each dance. Her heart yearned not for a singular love, but for an understanding of what love truly meant. The villagers' whispers of marriage echoed in her ears, but the thought of being tied down felt suffocating. Frustrated and restless, Zuri resolved to seek the wisdom of the sea spirits, ancient beings said to reside in the depths of the ocean. As she watched the waves crash upon the shore, she knew that a journey awaited her, one that would lead her beyond the familiar shores of her village and into the heart of love itself. Zuri prepared for her journey with a mixture of excitement and trepidation. Armed with nothing but her dancing skirts and a heart full of questions, she set out at dawn. The villagers watched her leave with a mix of admiration and concern, unsure of what awaited her beyond their shores. As she ventured deeper into the wilderness, the sound of the waves calling to her grew stronger. Each step felt like a dance of its own, guiding her toward the horizon where the sea met the sky. The path led Zuri through dense forests, where the air was filled with the scent of salt and adventure. As she reached the cliffs overlooking the ocean, she felt a stirring in her soul. The winds whispered secrets of the sea, tales of love unbound by societal norms, and the enchantments of the spirits that resided below. But as she prepared to step closer to the edge, a sudden storm brewed on the horizon, darkening the skies. The winds howled ominously, threatening to sweep her away. Zuri stood at the precipice, torn between her desire to embrace the unknown and the instinct to turn back. Would she allow the storm to dictate her journey, or would she dance into the tempest? As the storm raged, Zuri found shelter in a cavern carved into the cliffside. The echoes of the waves crashing against the rocks became a haunting melody, as if the ocean itself was urging her to press on. In the darkness of the cave, she pondered the legends of the sea spirits. Would they be kind or cruel? Would they understand her longing for love beyond the confines of tradition? Just as doubts began to creep in, she heard a soft voice resonate through the chamber. "Why do you seek the sea spirits, dancer of the shore?" The voice was ethereal, soothing, yet powerful. A figure emerged from the shadows, a being of shimmering light, with flowing hair that mirrored the waves and eyes like the deep sea. Zuri realized she was in the presence of a sea spirit. "I wish to understand love," Zuri replied, her voice trembling. The spirit regarded her with a knowing smile. "Love is not merely a bond between two, but a force that connects all beings. Come, let me show you the ways." The sea spirit took Zuri by the hand, leading her deeper into the cavern. With each step, the air shimmered around them, revealing glimpses of underwater wonders, a garden of vibrant coral, schools of fish dancing like tiny jewels, and even the remnants of lost ships that told stories of forgotten love. Zuri felt her heart swell with a mixture of awe and yearning. "Is this what love is?" she asked, marveling at the beauty surrounding her. "Love is like the ocean," the spirit replied, her voice echoing in the vastness. "It can be deep and turbulent, yet also calm and nurturing. To understand love, you must first embrace yourself." The spirit waved her hand, and a mirror formed from the water's surface appeared before Zuri. "Look within and discover your true self. Only then can you love others fully." As Zuri gazed into the shimmering reflection, she saw more than her physical appearance. She saw her dreams, her fears, and the love she held for her own spirit. Having embraced the lessons of the sea spirit, Zuri emerged from the cavern with a renewed sense of purpose. The storm had passed, leaving behind a calm sea that sparkled under the sun. But the journey was far from over. Zuri knew she had to experience love in its many forms, and so she set sail on a small boat that awaited her on the shore. As she navigated the waters, Zuri encountered various coastal villages, each with its unique culture and beliefs about love. In one village, she witnessed a vibrant festival where couples danced together in harmony, celebrating their bond. In another, she found a community of women who embraced independence, valuing friendship and self-love above romantic pursuits. Yet, in each village, Zuri also encountered shadows, whispers of heartbreak, betrayal, and longing. It was in these moments of despair that Zuri began to realize that love was not only about joy, but also about the pain that shaped it. Zuri arrived at a village known for its intricate mirrors, said to reflect not only one's appearance, but also the essence of their heart. Here, she was welcomed warmly by the villagers who spoke of the importance of self-reflection in relationships. Intrigued, Zuri participated in a ceremony where each person would gaze into the mirrors to confront their inner truths. As she stood before her reflection, Zuri saw fragments of her past, her dances, the laughter shared with friends, and the weight of expectations pressing down on her heart. The mirror revealed her fears of solitude and her longing for love, but it also showed her strength and independence. The villagers encouraged her to express her truth through dance, to share the beauty and complexity of her emotions. With the rhythm of the drums echoing in her heart, Zuri performed a dance that told her story, a tapestry woven with threads of joy and sorrow, love and loss. After the ceremony, Zuri was approached by a woman named Amani, a spirited traveler with a vibrant personality. Amani had been drawn to Zuri's performance, captivated by the story woven into her dance. The two quickly bonded, sharing tales of their journeys and dreams. Amani had explored distant lands and faced her own challenges in understanding love, making her a valuable companion on Zuri's quest. As they traveled together, Zuri and Amani learned from each other, discussing their perspectives on love, relationships, and the strength found in vulnerability. Zuri felt a sense of camaraderie with Amani that transcended the romantic entanglements she had once been drawn to. Together they ventured deeper into the heart of the coast, determined to uncover more about the essence of love. But shadows of doubt began to linger in Zuri's mind. Would she ever find the love she sought, or was her heart destined for solitude? Zuri and Amani's journey brought them to a village known for its song, an ancient melody said to call upon the sea spirits. The villagers welcomed them with open arms, eager to share their knowledge of the ocean's rhythms and the power of music in expressing love. Zuri felt a deep connection to the songs, as they echoed her own longings and desires. As they participated in a communal gathering, Zuri found herself swept away by the enchanting melodies that danced in the air. The villagers sang of love's joy, its trials, and the beauty of shared experiences. Zuri realized that love was not merely an emotion, but a symphony composed of countless notes, each one significant in its own right. Yet, as the night unfolded, Zuri's heart ached with a longing she could not quite articulate. The sweet melodies brought forth memories of the suitors who sought her hand, each one a note in the symphony of her life. Despite the warmth of the village and the enchantment of the songs, a storm began to brew within Zuri's heart. As she and Amani prepared to leave, Zuri found herself wrestling with her emotions. Was she truly ready to embrace the love she had discovered within herself, or was she still seeking validation from others? As they set sail once more, Zuri felt the weight of her decisions pressing down upon her. That evening, while Amani rested, Zuri gazed out at the horizon, the moon casting silver reflections on the waves. Memories of her suitors swirled in her mind, each dance, each hopeful glance. The pressure to choose one felt suffocating, yet the idea of remaining alone frightened her. Just then, the waves began to speak to her again, echoing the sea spirit's teachings. Love is vast, Zuri. It is not limited to one person or path. You must navigate your own journey. Guided by the whispers of the waves, Zuri and Amani sailed toward an island shrouded in mist, known as the Island of Lost Loves. The villagers warned that those who ventured here often confronted their past heartaches. With determination in her heart, Zuri knew she must face her fears. Upon arriving, they were greeted by a community of individuals who had once loved fiercely but had lost their way. Each person carried their own stories of heartbreak, their eyes reflecting a myriad of emotions: pain, regret, and longing. Zuri listened intently as they shared their tales, recognizing pieces of herself in their narratives. One elderly woman spoke of a love that had changed her life, yet had also taught her about the beauty of self-discovery. Zuri felt a sense of kinship with the villagers, realizing that even in loss, love could inspire growth and transformation. As Zuri spent time with the islanders, she felt the echoes of her past resurface. Memories of her dances and the suitors who had sought her affection began to haunt her. They were not just shadows of what could have been. They represented choices she had avoided, fears she had suppressed. In the depths of her heart, Zuri acknowledged the weight of unfulfilled expectations and the longing for something deeper. One night, while gathered around a fire, Zuri shared her own journey, recounting her enchanting dances and the societal pressure that had followed her. The villagers listened attentively, offering insights from their own experiences. They encouraged Zuri to confront the fears that had held her back, to transform her heartache into strength. With each story exchanged, Zuri felt a profound release, as if the burdens she carried were being lifted. Under the full moon's glow, Zuri ventured to the shoreline, contemplating the lessons she had learned. The waves lapped gently at her feet, and the cool breeze whispered sweet nothings. It was here that she encountered a familiar presence, the sea spirit she had met at the beginning of her journey. "Why do you linger on this island, Zuri?" the spirit asked, her voice echoing like the tide. Zuri hesitated, torn between the stories she had heard and her desire to forge her own path. "I seek love, but I fear I may never find it," she confessed. The spirit smiled gently, illuminating the darkness with her light. "Love is not a destination but a journey, Zuri. Embrace every moment, every lesson, and you will find what you seek." Inspired by the spirit's words, Zuri decided to organize a gathering for the islanders, a celebration of love in all its forms. She called upon her dancing skills, infusing her movements with the stories she had gathered along her journey. With Amani by her side, Zuri led the villagers in a dance that expressed their shared experiences: joy, heartache, and hope. As the night unfolded, laughter filled the air, and the villagers began to share their own dances. Each movement resonated with emotions that had long been buried, creating a tapestry of healing. Zuri felt the weight of her past lift as she danced, realizing that love was not confined to romantic relationships, but was also found in community, friendship, and shared experiences. The night felt transformative, a turning point in her journey as she embraced the many forms of love. After the celebration, Zuri and Amani bid farewell to the islanders, carrying the lessons of love they had learned. As they set sail toward home, Zuri felt a sense of empowerment and clarity. She had faced her fears, embraced her past, and discovered the strength within herself to love fiercely and authentically. However, as they neared Nigerian, a sense of unease began to creep in. Zuri knew that returning to the village meant facing the expectations and pressures she had left behind. Would her newfound understanding of love hold strong against the weight of societal norms? Would she be able to remain true to herself in a world that had once dictated her choices? The questions loomed large in her mind as they approached the familiar shores of her village. Upon their return to Nigerian, Zuri was met with a mixture of joy and curiosity from the villagers. News of her journey had spread, and many awaited her return with eager hearts. Yet, alongside the excitement, was an undercurrent of expectation. Zuri felt the familiar pressure to choose a suitor, to conform to the roles that had been set for her. The suitors were there, just as before, each one vying for her attention. But this time, Zuri felt different, stronger, more self-assured. As she danced for the villagers, she infused her performance with the essence of her journey, each movement echoing her commitment to self-love and independence. Yet, with every twirl, the weight of their gazes pressed down on her. Would they accept the woman she had become, or would they seek to mold her into their expectations? The village buzzed with anticipation as Zuri became the center of attention once more. Friends and suitors approached her with renewed fervor, each hoping to win her heart. Zuri found herself at a crossroads. Could she navigate her desires without succumbing to the pressures around her? As she stood in the village square, surrounded by familiar faces, she felt the pull of nostalgia and the weight of her newfound independence. One suitor, Kofi, stepped forward, offering her a beautiful seashell as a symbol of his affection. "Zuri, you are the light of this village. Will you share your life with me?" The question hung in the air, thick with expectation. Zuri's heart raced, torn between the feelings of love and the need for freedom. She knew the journey she had undertaken had transformed her understanding of love. Could she commit to someone when her heart still yearned for exploration? As the sun set over the village, casting a golden hue across the sea, Zuri found herself at a crossroads. Kofi's declaration echoed in her mind, mingling with the whispers of the sea spirit. She had learned that love transcended societal norms, yet she was now faced with the very expectations she had sought to escape. Seeking clarity, Zuri decided to speak with Amani, who had become her confidant and friend. Under the canopy of stars, Zuri shared her fears with Amani, articulating the turmoil within her heart. What if I choose the wrong path? What if I disappoint everyone? Amani listened intently, her eyes reflecting the light of the stars. You are not here to fulfill others' dreams, Zuri. Your journey is your own. Choose a path that resonates with your heart. Empowered by Amani's words, Zuri felt the fog of uncertainty begin to lift, revealing a clearer path ahead. The next day, Zuri gathered the villagers at the shore for a dance. This time, it would symbolize not just love, but also freedom and choice. The anticipation in the air was palpable as she stepped into the circle, her heart racing with purpose. As she began to dance, the rhythm of the waves provided a backdrop to her movements, each step a reflection of her journey and the lessons learned. Zuri poured her heart into the dance, showcasing the beauty of self-love and the importance of choosing one's own path. The villagers watched, captivated by her passion and grace. In that moment, Zuri realized that love was not merely about romance, but about honoring oneself and the choices that define who we are. As the dance reached its crescendo, Zuri paused, breathless yet empowered, ready to voice her truth. With the villagers gathered, Zuri took a deep breath, feeling the weight of their expectations upon her. I have journeyed far and learned much about love, she began, her voice steady yet filled with emotion. Love exists in many forms: romantic, platonic, and most importantly, self-love. While I cherish the connections I have here, I must honor my own heart. I cannot choose a path dictated by others, for my journey is my own. A hush fell over the crowd, the villagers absorbing her words. Kofi stepped forward, his expression a mix of disappointment and admiration. I understand your need for independence, Zuri, but know that my love for you remains. Zuri smiled gently, grateful for his understanding. She had not rejected love. She had simply chosen to embrace it in her own way, free from the confines of expectation. As the sun set, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange, Zuri felt a profound sense of freedom envelop her. The villagers began to join her in dance once more, celebrating not just her journey, but the understanding that love transcends boundaries. Zuri realized that her worth was not defined by a marital status or the opinions of others, but by her own self-acceptance and the love she had for herself. In the heart of the village, surrounded by the people she cherished, Zuri danced with abandon, each movement a testament to her journey. As the rhythms of the ocean echoed around her, Zuri knew she would continue to explore love in all its forms, a beautiful dance that would forever be her own. She had chosen to live life on her own terms, embracing the unknown with open arms, knowing that her heart would always find its rhythm among the tides of life. I hope you guys love this tale. Comment below your country name from you are watching us. Thank you.